Hello everyone, this is Eva and you're watching Israeli startup channel ISUP. So today, MechFund is up and we're with Orkaby, who is the leading lawyer and also co-founder and co-chairman of MechFund and also Honorary Consul General of the Republic of Korea in Israel. So great to see you.
Hey, great to see you. Hi, thank you very much, Eva, for coming here today. Very excited to have you here on board with us. And I think we have very exciting session today. We're going to talk a little bit. We're going to touch about the Israeli ecosystem. We are going to look at the very first VC that we just established between Israel and Korea, and it's called MechFund. And if we have time, we're going to give tips to your entrepreneurs what to do and what not to do while pitching your innovation or your company before VCs.
Wow, I can't wait to hear. So, shall we start with the first Israeli ecosystem?
Absolutely, Eva. Well, you know, there is much talked about Israel in various forums. You know, Israel is second to innovation hub after the Silicon Valley. Obviously, we have more than 5,000 startups. Out of them, 800 are backed by VCs. You're probably asking yourself, Ami, so who's backing up the others? Then obviously in the industry we say that it's the triple F. It's friends, family, and fools.
Right.
And of course also some companies and commercial institutions that support the VCs. Israel is also the third largest traded companies in NASDAQ. We have more than 100 Israeli companies that listed in the NASDAQ. It's amazing that the whole area of startup companies in Israel actually generated $50 billion in exits just in the last 10 years. Last year, I can tell you a secret because it was published already, so it's not a secret anymore. But in 2013, we break the whole records. I mean, the total amount of exits took place by Israeli companies was amount to $6.6 billion. Listen, this is a remarkable number. And this is amazing. This is without the exits due to an IPOs. More than 250,000 people are employed by the high-tech sectors in Israel, and also this year the Israeli export in high-tech just crossed the 51%, which makes Israel the first dependent high-tech nation in the world. This is just remarkable. Now all of the above would not exist without an ecosystem. And what I mean by ecosystem? Well, you've been here quite a while, and you know that Israelis are an entrepreneurial society. I see it almost every day since we established the fund. Whenever I go even to my physician, or I go to my family doctor, and during the ordinary checkup, he will ask me and tell me, Ami, do you know, I have some few friends, we graduate together and we have invented some sort of a technology for a medical device. Can we come over? Can we pitch? Amazing, you're a physician. So this is actually kind of a culture issue. Obviously, the ecosystem is involving the highest research and the highest professional level. It's coming from the research institute in Israel, like the Technion, like the Weizmann, like the Hebrew University, like the Tel Aviv University. There is also the defense R&D. And we also owe quite a lot to the Russian immigration that came here with a very strong engineering spirits and technician spirits, came over, joined into to the scene and became part of it. Obviously, we have a very successful program of transfer technologies from accelerators from the research institute to accelerators, of course. And maybe one of the strongest pillars that we have is the strong global presence. I mean, the global giants are here. We have more than 250 R&D centers present here in Israel. You name it. Intel, Microsoft, Google, Facebook, even Samsung,
Right.
all of which have an R&D centers here in Israel, which is very strong. Also, we have a strong financial base, meaning an entrepreneurs, they have a point of contact from angels to VCs to strategic and financial investors and so on and so forth. We also have a proven track record of success, whether it's exit or IPOs, and we have a very modern infrastructure from legal system, from banking system, from accounting, and of course the protection of IP. So everything is facilitated. Put all of that on top of that, there is a lot of government support. I mean, from early, a few decades ago, the government decided to put high-tech on the agenda, and it made an incentives, and it's open incubators and accelerators and help, and the OCS, which is the chief scientist, all of which, including tax incentives, were just a huge boost to that industry. Take all that, and obviously, we have to look when we speak about startups. We have to look at the DNA, the drivers of that startup companies, of that entrepreneurs. And I will tell you something. What makes the difference is that Israeli companies, they think about going global from day one. Israel is a small economy, 8 million citizens, very small economy. From day one, entrepreneurs thinking to go global. Whether it's a medical device or bio company, whether it's an ordinary high-tech software hardware company, they go global. They're thinking global from day one. Second, very important factor for that success in our society is tolerance to failure. Mm-hmm. Of course, many talks about tolerance of failure. There were so many articles written about it. Obviously, we have to put it in proportion. We will not tolerate failure, which will come from sheer stupidity or from gross negligence. But obviously, failure is a very critical fact to go for that success, and we totally accept that. So there is no shame, no blame. I mean, most of the serial entrepreneurs that you have met during your visit and your stay here in Israel, they made many failures rather than success. But this is the way, obviously. Another very important factor here in Israel is the ability to use limited resources. I mean, Israelis, they know how to work with a very small amount of money in the bank, and they know how to use best resorts to make to cut corners in a way, to reach the end target. Thinking out of the box, solution-driven society. I mean, everybody will find you a way to bypass that obstacle. So it's deeply rooted in the society. Also, let's not forget that entrepreneurs are social heroes. I mean, you look at them as heroes, as exitors. Everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. Everybody wants to work in the high-tech industry because it's relatively high salaries. Yes, relatively a good good place to be. It's a cool place to be. To work in a startup. Yes, to have the exit potential. One common denominator that the entrepreneurs have is a very strong mission to change life. A very strong mission to change the health of people, whether it's medical devices, whether it's a pharma product. There is that way, and that's maybe the main innovation drivers or the DNA that the Israeli entrepreneur had. Now we spoke about the multinational presence, which is very important. But let's look at the exit that took place in 2013. We had the most. Maybe I will just touch in highlights the biggest exit. We had the Google that purchased Waze in $1.1 billion. We have IBM that bought Trusteers in $900 million. We have Facebook bought Lenovo in $200 million. We have Apple bought PrimeSense in $350 million, and so on, and the list go on and go on. Let's not forget a very nice towards the end of the year, a very nice IPO made by Wix of $900 million. It's remarkable. All of these companies started in Israel as a two-man show, as a garage company with, with some small money, with moms and pops, and so on and so forth. And this is what is amazing in what we have. Now, obviously, as you know, I'm deeply involved between the relations between Israel and Korea.
Right.
And I found that in spite of everything that I told you, that we have a lot to learn and to share from you. Yes, we did a remarkable success in the high-tech area and the startup scene, but we need to learn from you how to establish a real companies here, a real industries. We do not have Samsung, we do not have LG, we do not have even a medium-sized companies in Korea terms. We would like to learn it from you. Actually, the startup exit philosophy is a matter of controversy here in Israel today. There are growing concern about if we are selling all the technology, selling all the companies, selling all these IP, what's going to happen here in Israel? Maybe 2, 3, 5, 10 people, enjoying immediately, from that exit and becoming very, very rich. But at the end of the day, what does it help to Israel? So we would really would like to come over and learn from you how to keep, how to nourish these companies to become successful and still stay here, how to build an industry. And this is something that I really would like to learn from you. But it's not only that. We have synergies in a number of places. First of all, in essence, Korea economy and Israeli economies are not competing economies. We are completing economies. We have synergies in almost everywhere. First of all, for Korean companies, the synergy between Israel and Korea, the Israeli market is very small. But on the other hand, for Korea, the access to China, to Asia, to Japan, to other Asian markets is huge. It's there. We have a high level of innovation. You do have innovation as well. Absolutely, you have innovation, but still it's in its early steps. And the collaboration of the two can bring us an excellent result, bringing the innovation on one hand and the realization and commercialization capabilities of Korean companies can do wonders with them. We can shortcut, we can together, go to as a joint venture to other economies and becoming very, very successful. This was one of the reasons that led us to establish the first Korea-Israel investment fund called MAC Fund, and we established it in 2012. We raised enough money. We had the Korean government as our anchor investor, and we have the strongest financial institution from Israel to come over and counterparts, and we join in many other investors to come in and support that initiative of investing in the best of the Israeli high-tech companies, startup companies, and the Korean startup companies. And I'm proudly say that in 2 years we invested in 8 different companies, 3 Korean, 5 Israelis, and we are always searching for new technologies, for new innovation that will come from Korea and from Israel as well. I think that we have a very important team. We have general partners, which is in Korea, and we have general partners here in Israel, and we run it as a co-GP, and we have very successful results so far. We have a great synergy between us, and I think that you're going to hear about our success so far. And as I told you, we invested in 8 companies. I cannot tell you which and one of them will go to an IPO or an exit soon, but I can tell you one thing, Eva, that each and one of these companies will change our life, will change your life, change my life with their technology. That's for sure.